Hello, my name's Andrew Norton and I'm the chair of S382 Astrophysics. This is one of two modules that sit at stage 3 in our astrophysics program. Now this module is based around two textbooks, this one and this one, as well as a group project, and I'll tell you now a little bit about each of those components in turn. So the first book on which the module is based is this one, which I wrote several years ago now, and it's all about the life cycles of stars. It's about stellar evolution and nuclear synthesis, in particular how the nuclear physics reactions occurring in stars drive their evolution and also then affect their external appearance that we observe. So it builds on what you'll have learned in S284, the stage 2 astronomy module, by taking things on from what was rather more qualitative in that module to a very quantitative way of looking at the way stars behave in this stage 3 module, and that includes looking at the equations that describe the process of nuclear synthesis in stars, and also equations that describe the structure of stars, both on the main sequence and as they evolve, and indeed their structure once they become white dwarfs or neutron stars. The second part of the module and the second book is this one, based on transiting exoplanets, largely written by my colleague Carol Haswell, although I wrote a chapter in that book too. And this explores one of the most exciting areas in modern astrophysics. It's fair to say that since we wrote this book, the subject has moved on quite a bit. When we wrote that book, I think only around 400 exoplanets were known, and now that number's well over 4,000. But the book isn't necessarily out of date, because of course it focuses on the techniques and the principles in detecting exoplanets and what we can learn from them. However, to help you see how the subject has moved on, we do have in the module now a couple of really nice update lectures, one by Carol Haswell herself, who wrote the book, and one by our other colleague Joe Barstow, and they each look at an aspect of exoplanet astrophysics that has developed and advanced in the last few years to really bring that subject up to date. Now, the third and final part of the module is a group project. And the reason it's a group project is for two reasons, really. First of all, it reflects really how modern astrophysics is done. We very rarely work on our own. We work in teams, combining people with different skills and expertise, and pulling together the results from many people to obtain an outcome that we're looking for. So it really does reflect how astrophysics is carried out in practice. Secondly, of course, the Institute of Physics, who accredit our degrees, they want to see evidence of teamwork and group work in our modules, because again, that's a very important employability skill, and it reflects, I'm sure, how many of you work in your everyday lives. So what is the project about? Well, there are actually two options for you to choose from in the project. The first is using our robotic telescope called Pirate out in Tenerife, and this is to do multicolour photometry of a hitherto relatively unstudied variable star. So you'll work in a group to plan the observations. You will acquire the data, some of it in real time, so unlike when you may have used the robotic telescope in your stage 2 module, where it was operated entirely remotely and robotically, and you just downloaded the data later. For some of the observations in this project, you will access the telescope in real time and control it as part of your group, and you will build up a series of observations on your chosen variable star and find out something new about it. If you choose the second option, that's using archival data from what's called the Sloan Digital Sky Survey, SDSS, and the aim of that project is to compile a composite spectrum formed from many hundreds of quasars at different redshifts. And so there's different challenges involved in that, but equally you will then have to work as a group to combine your results and come up with an overall result for the group. And in case of both projects, you will write up your results in the form of a wiki, which is an editable document that everyone in the group can contribute to. So that's the three components of the module. Each of them is about a third of the module in total, and the examinable score for the overall module is based on all those components. So there's a regular exam at the end of the module based on the two books, and that's worth about 65% of your overall grade. But the other component is based on the project work, and that is worth the other 35% of the grade. But within that project work, part of it is based on your individual progress reports as you go through the project week by week, and part of it is based on the group wiki report that you produce at the end of it. So I hope you can see that this module S382 Astrophysics provides you with a real taste of how modern astrophysics is done, and I hope you enjoy studying it.